Hi, I'm Rose Lambert, spiritual mystic alchemist. I'm here to guide you out of any struggles and help you find your higher self, to change your thoughts from negative to positive. No more struggling. Learn to flow with positive vibes. Let's create your dream life. Change your mind, change your life.
Hello, welcome to Spiritual Mystic Alchemist Show. I am your host, Rose Lambert. Today I want to talk about what happens after spiritual awakening. So many of us going through this journey, spiritual awakening. It's a tough road, sometimes takes many years. What happens when you feel you totally completed your journey? What kind of business you're gonna do? How you find your space in life? And most of us, by the time come to total complete, we're totally a different person. And that's going to be a great show. Stay tuned, and please press subscribe button. And I'll give you, if any of you just tuning in, I'll give you a little bit brief information about myself. I am spiritually gifted from birth. My grandmother was an alchemist, spiritual mystic alchemist herself, and she taught me a lot of things when I was younger. And 2017, I had my Kundalini awakening, and after that, my life changed drastically, and the lessons start. I learned a lot of things from spirits, not from actual people, reading books or taking some, retreats or studying under some guru. I didn't have anybody, and I went through really harsh awakening, because when you're going through these spiritual awakening, you're here on the third dimensional world, and you're receiving information about fifth dimension, and there's many more dimensions actually, and you get confused, and sometimes you doubt yourself. You think, is it something wrong with me? Some of my family members thought I was insane because I didn't have a spiritually awakened person in my family. My grandmother passed away when I was 14, 15 years old. They had no knowledge what was going on with me, and I was always a successful person, manifest things very easily. I worked hard, but everything I want, I received it. But I didn't talk about my spirituality. I didn't share with my family and friends, because in my culture, there is also the people were around me. I was like afraid to be called negatively called a witch. Actually, being a witch is not a bad thing either, but my ex, whenever he was mad at me, he used to say you're a witch, and he didn't use it in a nice way. And where I was living, the witch being, if I was like spiritually involved and they were kind of treating something like negative. So I always hide that side of me and just pretend it to be normal as normal can be. But when my Kundalini awakened, because Kundalini awakening happens with most of the time with something drastic happening in person's life. And I was going through a very hard time. I lost a dear friend to a suicide. And on his honor, I'm gonna also talk about suicide after this show, you know, next, after a small break, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to put a light on what happens spiritually. You know, what is, you know, after suicide. That's going to be other show anyway. I had a Kundalini awakening with him committing suicide and a lot of other things, and my ex was trying to get a divorce, and my life was kind of crumbling down, and everything I worked for and everything I thought I had, it was just you know, changing. My world was changing. At the moment I thought it was changing for negative. And I had like out of body experience. I basically left my body for like few minutes, and I had a basically discussion with the source. And I looked down on myself and I said, this woman loved everybody. She tried to help anybody, everybody she was around it, but she never really truly got understood, or she got treated fairly, because my life was very tough, and hard as I tried to be a good person, tried to help my family, friends, especially my family, you know, sisters and mother and father. And I was accused of things I haven't done. I was wrongly accused, and that was like really the hardest thing, I think, being wrongly accused. And I had a bad marriage, 24-year, with the horribly narcissist, the top of the line narcissist person with the death threats, and start life very big in the beginning. It's like very humble life, you know, growing up in Turkey, top of the mountains and small village, away from any kind of modern life. And I worked as a nanny, I worked as a cleaning lady at very young age, like 12, 13, 14 years old. My first job started at age 9, being accompanied to this older lady. My mom used to go to clean her home. Her name was Cemile Çavuşoğlu, from Turkey. I still remember, and she passed away, but she was a very nice person. In return, she was buying me my school clothes and books. So we were so poor that, you know, I had to, you know, wash dishes, make her a coffee, keep her company. So, you know, she could buy me books and uniform and shoes. That was it, you know, at age 9. And then 11, I left my family, lived with the teacher couple, and they had a 1.5 year old, and I watched that baby for almost 1.5 years. That deal was their father was head of the union. He promised to give my dad a better job. So I quit school. I was at 6th grade and moved in with that family in a different state, without far away from my mother and father and my family. And did that. I mean, I had a really, really tough life. And all the things I did for my sisters, and they turned around because of the, I guess, jealousy. I was always a giver. And of course, my mom and dad liked me, loved me, because I was such a good kid, you know, never asked them, never judged them, and I always tried to help them. So doesn't matter how hard I try with my sisters, they hurt me in the end. And a bunch of time I forgive them. I gave them other chance. They hurt me again. I gave them other chance, and they hurt me badly again. And finally, a couple of years ago, like recently, the last one, I stopped talking to all of them. I have 3 sisters total and 1 brother. With my brother, I had never had any problem, but he born way after, way after me. I was 14 years old and already left the house when he was grown up. So he lives in Turkey. So I had a very challenging life, and then I had a spiritual awakening. And then I said, if I had a chance to tell her story, that would have been great, this poor woman. And then boom, I came back to my body. So this was like 2017, and so I'm thinking, that God gave me a chance. And then my awakening started. The Spirit teaches you things by making you experiment things. And when I was experiencing things, sometimes I didn't get it. Sometimes it was even it was so clear message, but I'm a stubborn person. I'm a Capricorn. But also I'm a very realistic person too. It's like, to me, it was very hard to believe and stay focused what the teaching was. And I did it again, and they were teaching me something. It's like saying, don't do it again. This is how you should be. I was still forgetting, because it's easy to forget things. Even doesn't matter how amazing confirmation you have, validations you get. But if you don't have people around you believing, and you're in the 3rd dimensional world and living in this world, it's easy to forget and make mistakes again. And I did it many, many times. The spirits was telling me, I am going to be in front of the camera, and I am going to work to spread the message of, doing the good things. And because that's all my life was, trying to do good. But I got basically, my life was hard as I tried to do good, and I felt like I was punished for being good. I had so many horrible things happen to me. But I never give up, and I still kept trying, and I still believe in the good in the world. And then also I believed in Creator. I believed in, it's like, this cannot be just it. I must have the bigger, my grandmother taught me there was a Creator, there was a God, and she was manifesting things, and she used to heal people, and keep remembering those memories, and I learned to how to manifest things. So because I started very poor, but when I was 18, 19, I came to United States, and I always had my own business. I managed to become, I was an entrepreneur, and I was constantly creating businesses to support myself, support my house, and support my husband. My first marriage, I used to work, and he used to destroy, it was a tough times. I was like kind of training for what was going to happen in my life. So if you're spiritually awakening, and if you want to know what's going to be it's going to happening in the end, think about like how I'm telling you my story, like the challenging times and lessons I learned from my family. It's like I love them, and nobody basically appreciated. Usually the light workers, a lot of them I meet, they have a very big stories to tell and tough lives. But right now, there's new star seeds and light workers coming to Earth. They don't have a bad karmas, and their life is not, the younger you are, easier you could have an awakening. But older you are, it's harder. Because I'm an indigo child. I born with the old karma. Most likely the things that I suffered was my own doing from my other life. This life, I was a good person. I tried to do everything good. But the things I experienced, I was most likely paying the price for things I did in my other lifetimes. That was my karma I was dealing with. And also was preparing me for what I'm about to do. I was a shy person, the camera shy person. If somebody hold a camera to me at the wedding or somewhere, I just used to forget even my own name. But Spirit was telling me I'm going to be in front of the camera. I am going to be talking to a lot of people. And I was saying, okay, but that's like impossible. And things happen in my life, and now I'm in front of the camera. So what's going to happen after your awakening? Probably right now it's preparing you. Right now, maybe you're getting the sense what you're going to do. The Spirit might be hinting you, this is what you're going to do. But just like me, you might be saying, this cannot be happening, impossible, I can't do that. Maybe you're saying, my job would not allow me that. My lifestyle would not allow me that. I was like saying all those things, but everything changed. My life, I went through a divorce. I lost my home. I lost my job. Every excuse I had disappeared. And the time came, I was like cornered. There was no other way. I had to do this. I had to be in front of the camera. I had to reach out to people. I had to share my experiences. I'm not saying everybody's going to do the same thing. Maybe you're into healing. Maybe in your awakening, you're going to become a healer. Maybe everybody's thing is different. The contract is different. This must have been, I signed a contract before I come to this earth. This must have been my contract, and my spirit guides was like hinting me, this is why you came to this world. You have to do this, speak up. They were keep saying to me, rise, rise, rise up, speak up, rise up. And you will know what you have to do. And even if you refuse it, there will be a time you can't run away from your contract. And just like how I am doing. And don't worry about how to support yourself, because new ideas will come. Maybe spirituality, a lot of things available, like healing people or sharing your story. You might not be able to, not enough money to support your lifestyle. That's okay, because Spirit, the God, Source, will give you other options to manage your business, support yourself, and at the same time serve others. And it will come when you need it, when you're ready. When that time comes, you will start up a new career, or you will make changes to your career. You will find a way, but that will, like when the student ready teacher appears, that's exactly how that happens. And you might like say, it's impossible, there's no way. But trust me, if you have, just believe, when the time comes, easily, without force, it will happen. So you don't have to worry about what you will do, how you make your money. Just know what you need. And when you must know, like when you feel like, before you just lose everything, before you, I should not say that, because there is times I lost everything and I felt like the recovery is going to take such a long time. But I always rise up from ashes, and you should be too. You rise up from your ashes, and you will do it. Because in spiritual awakening, it's very common to people to go to a big life change, lose a job, get a divorce, and world goes upside down and shakes you up. And also for some people, before awakening and after awakening, and I see that too, you become wise person. And like one famous word from some famous monk, but I forgot the name. I'm not good with the names. Before awakening, I chop wood, carry water. After my awakening, chop wood, carry the water. Some people just continue with their normal life. Nothing has to change. But you will become a wiser person, and you will help people around you. Doesn't mean you have to have a drastic life change. And some people are very peaceful and able to continue their life without major up and downs, and that could happen. How would you know? Like you will be like, when do I know when my awakening completed? Awakening never gets completed. I still learn things. But when I realized when I was ready to share, I was ready to mentor people. When I stopped seeing the dark and light separate, when I start seeing everything together, and I had answers to how to heal all the problems. I wasn't afraid from dark, because it's duality, and we have to all coexist. And in the beginning of my awakening, you feel like you gotta fight. No, we don't have to fight. We have to learn to coexist. And dark has their role, light has their own role. We have to coexist. Cannot be light without a dark. Dark cannot be here without, like, we both need each other's energy. That's how the world goes around. When you had that understanding, you are ready to share and help, because you won't be giving a wrong information, I see some of the teachers, they're not ready yet, but they're teaching. They're loading this fear to their listeners or their students. They're teaching, oh, we have to fight. No, we don't have to fight. We have to coexist. And you just mind your own business, and you do the right things on earth. Everything falls into place. We don't have to fight. Like, we could make changes as a light. Those changes will be enough, and us uniting as a light, and world will shift into a better place. And we don't have to really thinking about there's an enemy, we're going to fight that. There is no such a thing like that. When you fully awaken, you understand world is perfect, and source has the control, and everything is running smoothly. And everything you see right now, it's a bad for you, you think it is bad, that's your thought. When you fully awaken, you're going to see nothing bad. Everything is wonderful in the world, and world is just perfect place, and you're blessed. And you're going to start sharing how this happened, because how this is. A lot of people could say, this is not perfect, I have problems, and you will have answers to comfort those people and show what is actually happening. And then you are ready to teach, and ready to be a mentor to somebody. And I'm coming to the end of the this topic, and stay tuned. And I have one more show today talking about suicide, and after a friend I lost to suicide. But with your awakening, best time, oh, sorry. Yeah, my time is almost up. Please stay focused if you're still going through your awakening. And when you feel like, when you know all the answers, and when you know the world is perfect and Source has God has the control, and you are ready, but our learning never ends, and I am still learning every day, and I'm going to continue to learn until I check it out of this world, and we all do. If anybody needs a energy healing, I do energy healing, and then also mentoring, coaching. If you're going through a spiritual awakening, if you want to talk to a mentor, you could email me, and you could call me, text me. And also any type of illness, I do energy healing. You doesn't have to be in location. Energy travels anywhere in the world. And if you're struggling with any type of illness, I will, I could offer my energy healing. I'm forgetting something, Sally.
Well, no, I think you covered a lot, Rose. You did amazing.
I always, after the program, I say, I forgot this, I forgot that.
No, I think you covered everything.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay. So, my website is getting redone. Had a lot of mistakes. We're working on that. And then also, I am designing a beautiful jewelry line, spiritual jewelry, and I will explain that more detail. And it's gonna have, it has my energy and charge with my energy, and it's connected every day when I pray, and the prayers, the person who's receiving gets my prayers too. And these will be gonna be displayed at my website, but right now don't check it out because it's not there, and I still need a few weeks, maybe a month, to get that up there. Wishing you all love, a lot of health, wealth, and love. Namaste.
Tune in next time to Spiritual Alchemist with Rose Lambert, where we talk about everything spiritual to guide you onto the right path. For more information, contact rosegalson@gmail.com or 786-747-9280.